Jannah, the Chief Executive Director of Stella Property. Ladies and gentlemen, Stella Property was established on 29 April 1995 and is well known for our capabilities in handling the development and management of huge residential and commercial projects. As for today, we will be presenting of our new proposal development of solar-powered township named Solaville. The proposed location of our township is at Precinct 15 Putrajaya with a land area of 59.86 acres. Based on our analysis, this location is very strategic as it is an urban area surrounded by greenery, which is a good start for Solaville to achieve Green Township title in accordance with our concept, which is Green Belt. In order to comply with our concept, we will preserve the existing nature as much as we can. Therefore, we have set a target of 80.4 GVI rate compared to our previous projects. As for the town planning, we can assure you that we make full use of every space within the site location. First, by referring to our master plan, we have 3 types of residential area, which is detached, semi-detached, and low-cost residential. Commercial building and public facilities like grocery, medical center, event hall, shop lots, and sports arena are built and placed at an easily accessible location for all residential. Alongside the access road in Solaville, we designed a jogging track and walkway in effort to make Solaville a walkable and livable community township. This way, zero carbon footprint can be achieved. Next, landscape play an important role in our design. This is because existing nature rely on how we make full use of them, whether to terminate or enhance the nature. And of course, we, Stella Property, chose to enhance them. All of this in which is to improve the air quality since this township is located near urban area. Most importantly, the main highlight to our township certainly is the solar farm and stand-alone solar panel on top of every building. Solar panel is our main means to achieve the level of sustainability that we expect because we are promoting and educating people on the advantages and huge impact of using solar power as renewable source of energy. Next, I will pass the presentation to our project manager, Miss Isma, to talk in detail about the construction technology that have in Solaville.
Thank you, Miss Jannah. Now, let's move on to the construction technology of Solaville. Sustainability has been Stella's #1 priority in all of our construction projects. However, this time, we have set our goal to achieve at least 80 points of GBI rate. Therefore, in Solaville development, we strive by making use of many types of sustainable technologies and features following our concept design, which is Green Belt in accordance to Stella objective to develop a sustainable town by 2030. First, we in Stella propose to apply IBS technology in this development involving 3 types of residential area and commercial area, which are detached, semi-detached and low-cost house, event hall, grocery and medical center. The building structure to be built by IBS in all of the mentioned area is the precast wall, precast staircase, precast slab and precast window. Our most highlighted technology in this township is the landscape. Solaville's landscape is made for the purpose of minimizing negative environmental impact, whilst adding characteristics that would benefit both natural world and aesthetic value. Not to forget, this landscape is meant to complete Solaville's aim to be a walkable and livable community township. The vegetation and landscape around the solar farm, which will be built at the hilly side of the township, is very crucial as it works to be retaining wall in order to prevent from soil erosion and helps in soil stability. Wastewater treatment is built near the solar farm to benefit vegetation nearby with recycled water. We have plentiful of other green features and sustainable elements which is auto sensor lighting, LED lighting, and water tap sensor, which will be installed in certain area. All of these features is beneficial in terms of cost for a long term. Up next, Stella 2 has proposed quite plenty of smart features such as smart lock, access control system, building automation system, and automatic door system for certain building, and RFID tags installed at the entrance of solar farm. Last but not least, Stella assure you that we have implemented optimum safety features to this township design such as water sprinkler, fire system alarm, fire extinguisher, fire control panel, fire hose reel, fire hydrant, and smoke detector. Despite all the technologies implemented in Solaville, sustainability is still our main obligation. Therefore, our Chief Environmental and Sustainable Officer, Mr. Aiman, will explain on the environmental impact assessment.
Thank you, Mrs. Ma, for the brief explanation regarding the construction technology. Now, I will be presenting about the environmental impacts assessment for our solar township. As the construction commenced, we, Stella Property, found out that there will be impacts such as soil erosion that can be caused by the site clearing. Next is air pollution due to constant use of machines, water pollution caused by waste on site, noise pollution from the heavy use of machine, and waste from the materials used on site. And lastly, the life expectancy of solar panel. Once it has reached the limit, the disposal of it will affect the environment since the solar cells are made of chemicals. We, Stella Property, has come up with mitigation plans for the previous impacts. First, we will set up a drainage system that is maintained regularly to avoid flood, especially during heavy rain. Next, we will prepare temporary sediment basin to control the sediment runoff. We also ensure that all the machineries are well maintained to ensure that it works efficiently. Then, we will limit the working hours to avoid working at night. Residents nearby will be informed to reduce the noise-related annoyance. On the other hand, we will establish waste container to keep the site and surrounding clean. And lastly, solar maintenance to extend its lifespan. After reaching the required limit, the solar parts can be recycled, and this will help to protect the environment. As the mitigation plans are in place, monitoring is important to avoid any problems. We, Stella Property, will do continuous site inspection to ensure that the plans are executed perfectly. We will also do regular air monitoring to inspect the air quality in the surroundings. Next, our Assistant Chief Executive Director, Ms. Diana, will be presenting the project planning of Solaville development.
What a good explanation and information from Mr. Aiman about environmental impact assessment. Now, let's proceed with the project planning and development of Solaville Township. Project planning for Solaville Township construction is an important tool that project managers use to break large, complex projects into smaller steps. This project planning requires gaining of understanding of exactly what the final desired project outcome is and defining the steps that will be required to achieve the outcome. As for the Solaville Township, the first objective are to strive towards social progress and equality, environmental protection, conservation of natural resources, and stable economic growth. Second, to develop a sustainable town by 2030 following the Sustainable Development Goals. And lastly, to ensure access to safe and affordable housing and public green spaces. First of all, as for this project, we divided into 4 phases that consist of 6 zoning area. For phase 1, it is consists of Zone A that constructed for 10 units detached house. Then Zone B consists of solar farm and ancillary building. Next, for phase 2, it has 2 zoning area, which are Zone C constructed for 34 units of semi houses, while Zone D are constructed with 54 units of low-cost house and event hall. while shop lot, medical center, sports complex and groceries were included in Zone E during the construction of Phase 3. And lastly, for Phase 4, constructed Zone F, which consists of recreational area and infra works. For Solaville Township, we have 7 sequences of development, starting from feasibility and market study, design stages, authority approval, tendering, reconstruction, construction and post-construction process. Moving on to the logistic plan, which is an important management tool for planners, developers and construction contractors for our industry. These logistic plans provide the framework and understanding and managing construction vehicle activity into and out of a proposed development, encouraging model shift and reducing overall vehicle numbers during the construction of Solaville Township. Next, move on to the erosion and sediment control plan, where the purpose of it is to present the strategies and measures for the prevention of the erosion and subsequent during the surface preparation, construction, operation and closure phase of the project. This includes plans for the mine site, access roads, utility corridors. For your information, good sediment control can help keep our waterways healthy, minimize loss from building site stockpiles and improve building site condition. In terms of green element in Solaville Township, we take this an important point for the location, earthwork, construction waste management, and environment landscape to our Solaville Township as to achieve our target for zero carbon footprint. Last but not least, the duration of the construction for this township is about 6 years, where we do apply the concept of the finish to start for each phases. While for the development process, we Stella Property started during 13 June of 2022 for 8 years, 10 months. For further information, our financial executive will clarify out more on procurement and financial for Solaville Township.
Thank you, Diana. Now I will go through on the procurement use and the financial decision for our township, Solaville. For the executive summary, the client for the project is the government state of Putrajaya. It is proposed by our company, which is Stella Property Sendian Berhad. The type of development is a township, and the procurement use is the public and private partnership PPP. The development cost for this project is a round up of 205 million ringgit. The source of funding is divided by 2, which is capital RM 41 million and loan for RM 164 million ringgit. On the procurement method, Build, Operate, Transfer (BOT) were chosen for the development of our solar township. Our company, Stella Property, design, build, own, develops, operate and manage the asset of the township with some degree of encouragement from the government. The objective of the BOT is a project delivery mechanism in which government of state Putrajaya sells to our company Stella Property the right to construct a project according to the design specification and within the specified time. The benefits of Build, Operate and Transfer BOT procurement method is divided by the client side and the developer side. On the client side, the government state of Putrajaya can spend their money on other area of social and economic well-being for the community needs. This allows the government to run smoothly while the infrastructure needs can be met at the same time. On the developer side, which is our company Stella Property, this model will offer an incentive which is tax break to Stella Property to develop the infrastructure. Our company is also being given an opportunity to profit from the project by recruiting tenants for it. Now we will look on the financial part of the project. We will start off with the gross development cost or GDC. The GDC include the estimated construction cost and other fees and expenses with a total of round up 205 million ringgit Malaysian. For the gross development value or GDV, it is included from the total profit from the selling of the property. And from the selling, it accumulates a total round up of RM 270 million ringgit. From the standpoint of return of investment or ROI, the gross profit for the total project is estimated a round up of RM 65 million ringgit. Or according to percentage, we accumulate a profit of 32%. Now as we can see on the S curve, from the year 2022 until 2025, we can see that the profit of the project is flat and then it rises from the year 2035 until 2034. And afterward, it continues to have a flat profit until 2037. In Stellar Property, we only strive to provide the best quality of product and services as it aligns with our motto, targeting perfection.